frustration, aggravation, repetitious and perpetual negative manipulation of my brain material. I'm looking for the correct words and I can't find it, so I'm just going to say brain. Here's the thing. There's a couple of things we do to ourselves. Yeah, a couple at least. But we do them to ourselves and not necessarily intentionally. But sometimes because we just, I won't even say we don't know any better. We do know better, but we haven't let go of the we need to let go of. But there's a lot of things worth holding on to. Love, promise, anything positive, possibilities, hope. And there are a lot of things worth letting go that need to be let go, like immediately. Like, why do you still have that? Why is that still in your pocket? Why do you even associate yourself with that? Why are you kidding me right now? You're really holding on to that. And a lot of times we're holding on to get that didn't even exist in the first place. Somebody created it for us, or we created it for ourselves through our own mental manipulation or insecurities or whatever the hell it is we are or continue to deal with. You know, and I want to go back to what I said about cracks in the foundation. If you don't deal with those cracks, they just get wider. And the interesting thing about cracks, like cracks in the sidewalk, trenches in the ground, things fall into the crack. Things fill up in the crack. Things accumulate in the crack. Now that can be water, that can be dirt, that can be trash, it can be any number of things. So I'm going to reiterate, people, search for the cracks, deal with your cracks, fill the cracks with the right stuff. Because if you fill a concrete foundation crack with putty, almost sounds like petty, right? But putty, something soft and malleable, something that can be shaped and formed I'll leave it just like that. It doesn't cure, it doesn't harden, it doesn't fill that crack like you need it to. But let me go back to my original statement. There are a couple of things that we do to ourselves, or we allow ourselves to do. One is to be frustrated. I want to go back to a statement I made some time ago. Maybe you might remember this, you might not. Why do people mess with you? Because they want a reaction from you. Let me say this again. Why do people mess with you? Because they're trying to get a reaction from you. Why do people tell you a joke? Because they're trying to get a reaction from you. Why do people tell you gossip? Because they're trying to get a reaction from you. So my point is, if somebody's trying to mess with you in a negative manner, understand it's just that. They want you to react a certain way. Bottom line. Now it's up to you whether or not you react that way or not. And so that leads into your frustration, because we buy into this thought, this theory that other people have power of us to make us frustrated or angry or upset or happy or insecure or confident. Nobody does that for you. It's your interaction of whatever they give you physically, mentally, that does that for you. You do it for you. Nobody else does. So I say, frustration, stop. Just stop it. Don't allow yourself to be frustrated, especially over nothing. Quite often we allow and perpetuate our own frustration over small things. They become this huge thing when in actuality they're really close to nothing. An example of that is a pebble. How many people have had a pebble in their shoe? I have. You're walking on that pebble and it becomes just the most aggravating thing. It feels like you're stepping on a boulder and it just keeps hitting that same spot and it becomes sore and tender and it just aggravating. And the reality of it was I could have stopped a mile ago, emptied my shoe out and got that pebble out of my shoe and been done with it. But no, it's just a little thing. So I'm going to keep going. It's not going to bother me. I'm not going to pay it attention. And we allow it to continue to just until we've got this huge sore spot. And then do the same thing with our emotions and our thoughts. So stop. Get the rock out your shoe. It's not even a rock. It's a pebble. It may not even be a pebble. It may be a piece of plastic. It's minute. Empty the shoe out and keep it moving. Now that's the frustration. The other thing is, we keep getting in the way of or tripping over ourselves, which goes back to my very first statement, which goes back to my reiteration of what I said, I don't know, a couple of days ago, yesterday. Fill the cracks. If you don't fill your cracks, you're going to keep tripping over yourself because they're just going to get wider. You're just going to become trip hazards and you're just going to keep doing the same thing. Learn from yourself. Learn of yourself. Learn about yourself. Now, if you're not going to do anything about it, then get out the way. You want to keep tripping over yourself? Go ahead. But go do that in private. Don't bring that out to other people. Because now you're tripping over yourself and you're falling down and you're getting in the way of everybody else. And so now people are tripping over you because you can't stop tripping over yourself. You're falling down because you don't want to address your own cracks in your own foundation, in your own sidewalk, in your own pathways. So you're falling down in front of people and trying to frustrate them because you're frustrated with yourself. Beached whale. Whales beach themselves for whatever reason, I don't know. Thing of nature, I don't know. But they're on the shore. They're frustrated because they're stuck, but yet they beach themselves. And there are people trying to help them. And I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, I work out frequently, but I have yet to get to the point to where I can lift a whale. So you've got all these people putting forth their efforts, trying to help this one organic being, which outweighs them all, and yet is stuck because it's tripping on itself. And they want to just go to the beach and hang out, but instead the whale's in their way. Mentally, not necessarily physically, because they can go around the whale. But if you're a caring person and you see this, then that's in your way because you want to help. You want to do something about it. Now, theoretically, whales aren't as smart as us. So we could say the whale didn't know any better, but you know better. So let me go back to my first statement, which deals with my second statement, which deals with my very first statement. Fill your cracks. Find them, acknowledge them, determine what they need, fill those cracks. Stop tripping over yourself, which is my third point, which is the last point, but now we need to go back to the second point, which is really my first point. Stop being frustrated. If you address those cracks correctly, if you stop tripping over yourself, you'll stop getting frustrated. And if you stop getting frustrated, maybe you'll stop frustrating other people. Stop frustrating other people, and eventually, there's no frustration. At least not in your circle. Maybe it affects the world, but at least it affects you directly, and those who are involved with, in love with, depend on, love you. I don't know how else to put this. Stop. Just stop. Thoughts from the basement.